I'm in London at the ITF cabin crew meeting, and we've just heard in the main room from Charlie Bacon. She's from the mixed fleet cabin crew at BA, and she's on strike today. So, Charlie, thanks very much for joining us. What is it you're fighting for? Why are you on strike?
We're on strike because when we were created in 2010 as a fleet, we were created to undermine the old contracts. We were brought in on less terms and conditions and less pay. And when I say less, I mean £12,000 a year is our basic salary. We're also expected to live within 90 minutes of the airport. And obviously within 90 minutes of the airport are 5 of the most expensive counties in the UK. So people are spending more of their money on rent to be able to live and do the job than they are being able to live and eat and provide for themselves. We haven't had any changes in our conditions. We are simply fighting to improve them. So we're proactively, seeking from the company an improvement in what we're earning and our terms and conditions.
So you're being paid these desperately low wages. What effect does this have on you and your colleagues? What are some examples you can tell me about?
So, there's a huge health and safety implication of having such low wages. We've had people sleeping in their cars overnight between shifts because they're unable to afford the petrol to go home. And mainly people who aren't able to live within the 90-minute radius of the airport. They're cheaper to live within Birmingham or Manchester, but then alternatively they are having to drive home between shifts. With the new EASA ruling of legislation for flying working hours, we can work up to 8 days. So we can do a grueling sort of Euro tour, and when I say Euro tour, I mean like a lot of short haul sectors, a lot of early mornings, and we can go straight from that into a long haul flight. So we could do, for example, a 10 sector 3-day tour, and then go straight into an overnight flight to Cape Town, and not have any rest day in between.
So anyone will be able to understand from all of that why you're fighting. And how is the union helping you, or how is being in a union empowering you to do this?
Unions are a formidable force, aren't they? We started 3 years ago when we got recognition for Mixed Fleet Unite, and we started with under, I'd say, 500 members. And most of those had come in from other airlines. And today we have just 50 under 3,000 members, and 1,000 of those signed up simply to vote to strike. So I think a lot of people are uniting in their emotions because they feel exactly the same way, and it's quite nice to know that other people are feeling the same way about the company and their job.
And you're looking for help. What can people do if they want to help you?
We have a hardship fund set up, and the reason we've set this up is because we are such a young union branch and we haven't been able to establish a strike fund for ourselves like many other union branches do. So we're relying heavily on donations to that hardship fund to be able to help the people who are striking, the crew that are striking, just be able to pay their bills and eat. We've also set up a food bank, which is at Bedfont in Heathrow, so that crew can come down and get their tins of beans and bread and things, so that they don't have to spend money on going to the shops and spending petrol and things to go there. We reimburse their petrol to come down to the picket lines, purely because striking is very lonely. So if you come down to the picket lines, at least you know that you've got your friends and some solidarity around you.
So we'll give people a link with this video to the strike fund. Charlie, thank you very much for your time. This is Andy Carn-Gordon at the ITF cabin crew meeting in London.